Philosophy Club, Phi Theta Kappa,
Here.
Psychology, Red Nations and Friends, Respiratory Care Club, Student Equality Organization,
Here.
Trio, Visual Arts Club,
Here.
Young Farmers, here. Vocal Music Club, MJC Musicians Guild, MJC Theater Club,
Here.
Operation Green, History Colloquial Society, Electronic Music Club,
Present.
College Democrats,
Yes.
Bike Club, and Federation of Engineers of Music.
Alright, so with that quorum is established, we'll move on to adoptions of the agenda. If you guys want to take a moment to look over if you haven't already, I have actually a couple of corrections. I want to correct the word museum, it should be museum. And then it's under number 10, business, consideration and possible actions. Item B, correct great value gala to the museum, the actual spelling of it. And also item C, not to exceed 2,500 for, not from, PTK retreat. Yes.
Is it possible to add under presentations and introductions an update to the parliamentary procedures training?
Yeah, do you want to add that?
Please.
Alright. So, that was a motion that was assumed, gamers, right?
Second.
Alright, so it was moved and seconded. Are there any objections to adding update on parliamentary procedure training under presentations?
I believe Speaker Marble said that we should move that to reports.
Yeah. Wouldn't that make more sense as a report?
But it's not a club item.
Do senators no longer present information into the ICC under reports ever? Unless it requires a deliberation from the body, in which case, yeah, it could be a separate item.
It doesn't matter.
Just ask yourself this question. Do you want us to talk about it for who knows how long? Boy.
Okay, so,
I'll withdraw.
alright. Were there any objections for erasing that motion? Because once it's moved and seconded, it's adopted by the body. None? Alright, so never mind that. Alright, are there any objections to approving the agenda with the corrections? Hearing none, the agenda is approved. We will move on to public comment. Brown Act Section 54954.3. This segment of the agenda is reserved for members of the public to address the Interclub Council. Are there any members of the public who'd like to address the Interclub Council at this time? Once, twice, done. All right, so we'll move on to previous minutes, approval of previous minutes. The minutes weren't actually sent out with the agenda, but they are attached with, they're actually on the back table. If you guys want to take a minute or so to look over it, so that way we can approve it. If you guys don't feel comfortable, you want more time, we can postpone it until next meeting. It's up to you guys. I'll give you guys a moment, and then I'll take a look.
Yeah, for example.
All right, so is there a motion to adopt or approve the previous minutes? Or you guys still need time to look over it?
I'll make a motion to accept the previous mission minutes.
So it was moved and seconded to approve the previous minutes. Are there any objections to approving the previous minutes? Hearing none, the previous minutes are approved. We'll move on to presentations. There's nothing under presentations. Special orders, review of the Senate agenda. President Reveo will discuss what's on the agenda and what they'll be reviewing this Friday. Are you ready?
Yeah.
Awesome.
Hey, good afternoon, everybody. For those of you that don't know me, my name is Luis Rebolledo, president for MJC. So I don't know how you guys want to go about this. I can read down really quickly over the agenda and see if there's any questions. If you guys got the chance to go off and review it, it's also posted. If you guys have any questions in particular, I'll leave it up to you guys. What do you guys want to go off and do?
Just read it down.
Just read it out? Okay. So let's see. We have the general thing, approval of minutes. There's a presentation and an introduction for the parliamentary procedures training. There's a change that instead of going off with 2 days, a 2-day training, we're going to go off and cut it down to 1 day. And it's just a little presentation on how the budget was reflected and also when that day is going to be, when the day that training is going to be held. There's going to be confirmation, hopefully, of Brad Borges for the position of Vice President of Legislation. Those interviews were conducted before the end of the fall semester, and it was a unanimous decision from both the two people interviewing them, and hopefully we'll get a confirmation from there. Under unfinished business, we didn't get to an actual vote on the President's stipend recommendation, so that's coming back on the agenda. General thing for the consent calendar, $100 for the A&A portables, which is the portable we have off to, by the truck, and $200 for the Modesto Welding Company. From there, we moved down to an informational item on the Berry Hill plaque. We were approached by the Berry Hill family, and they mentioned that they played a big part in acquiring the land over on West Campus, and they wanted to see, along with some other people on campus, if we could go off and do some kind of an honor for them. And we've been in discussions with them, and we'll be bringing back some of the things that we'll explore in terms of honors, maybe a plaque, maybe a bench or a light post, some of the ideas that were thrown out there. We'll also be discussing and voting on the next set of meetings for the spring semester and the times. We'll go over and do the Institute Day barbecue debrief, how that went, and also the President's stipend recommendations for this pay cycle. If you go down, I don't have the updated one, I have the one that I printed out a little while back ago, but there's a $700 expenditure for B&H photo. This is going to be for additional and upgraded equipment on behalf of our live broadcasting equipment. Some of the equipment that you see before you and around the room. Let's see, we have a $150 expense to duplicating for the MJC Productions, which is the team that goes off and does the productions things. Essentially, that's going to be an expense for a tablecloth or a banner. We're still deciding what's the best avenue for that, but essentially it's going to have MJC Productions, it's going to have our logos, possibly a hashtag. We'll develop the design for that. But it's a promotional item, so both for Welcome Back Week and also some of the events that we go off and broadcast, so we can actually have a reference of where our people are at, and people can go off and look at our website as well. We have a $10,000 Spring Festival Senator project. So this Senator project is on behalf of Rachel Manriquez. I believe during the last ICC meeting, she spoke about it briefly. My memory doesn't fail me. All right. It's a $10,000 expenditure. It's going to be a Senator project for the spring semester. I have the budget breakdown. The general gist of it is that it's going to be a fundraising opportunity for the majority of the clubs, where we go off and invite the community onto the MJC campus. It should be a really good presentation, and it should be a really good event, and we look forward to getting that done. We have the not to exceed $2,500 for the PTK retreat, which you guys will hopefully vote on, and I believe that supporting documents should be with you guys right there. We have a $2,200 March on March trip line item. For those of you that are new or haven't been a part of it or don't know about this yet, there's a state capitol visit organized by the community colleges here. And what ends up happening is March 2nd, we will be partaking in this trip. We'll be visiting the state capitol and visiting our state legislators and going off and kind of getting a gist of what's going on in the state and also advocating on behalf of the students. So look forward to that. The details will come as we go and expect more information on that. We also have a $400 expenditure for dittos. We went off and approved $300 last year. This is essentially a back payment. The company Dittos goes off and does our benefit stickers, and the expense came out to $900 originally, so there's about a $400 or $500 difference in there, and this is actually going to go off and cover the remainder of that bill that wasn't paid. And then we have the very last two are expenses for food services. The first one for August 25th. We're tracking down the very last event, but it's still up in the air on whether or not we're going to pay that. We do have the invoice, but we're looking at the specific event that we went off and held that for. And then the expenditure for July 10th was for the water refreshments. We went off and received a container of water and a container of lemonade for the first Senate meeting, and through the first busy 2 to 3 Senate meetings, we went out and had that bill on the back burner for a second there. But that's pretty much it under finance. Communications is just going to be an update on the broadcasting equipment. John, I don't know if you want to go ahead and speak on that. Are you good?
Well, it's just an overall thing about the progress we've made so far since we got the equipment. So that's really what it is.
All right. So brief and to the point. That's pretty much it. And then as we go down to the announcements, we will be hosting an event called Jumpstart Learning Barbecue. This is a senator project by Senator Jake Cook, our Library and Informational Technology Senator. His division is the library, and one of the things that he learned from attending the division meetings with the state and the rest of the department is that very few students, or not as many as the library department would like to have, know about this tutoring services that they have, and just in general the plethora of resources that the library has. So what's going to happen is that he's going to go off and throw a barbecue for the students with the prerequisite that they go off and do a library tour. So the library is going to be coordinating and setting up a tour through the whole library, and mentioning all the resources that they have available. And at the very end of that tour, they'll go ahead and be eligible to go off and get that barbecue. That's a little prerequisite for the students to make sure that they promote the library and also get the food as well. And Welcome Back Week, I believe it's going to be the first week of February, so look forward to that. I'm not sure if Cal or you guys have a little more information on that, but we're going to be serving donuts and pizza for the series of those 4 days, and it's going to be split between both campuses like usual. I expect to have a pretty successful event. Are there any questions?
When is the Jumpstart Learning project or the barbecue?
I can get that information back to you. I don't have that date off the top of my head.
And the training?
The training, the parliamentary procedure training, I believe that's February 6th, if I'm not mistaken. Yes. I don't know, do you want to call on them, or you?
I'd like the council to discuss the appointment for Brad Borders as VP legislation.
Okay, do you want to suspend the orders a day to go back to adoption of it, or do you want to just discuss it right now?
This is the time in which we would
I get
be.
it. Yeah, okay, so you want to start?
Sure. Well, I'm happy that in spite of some internal confusion in terms of structure, that the Senate was able to examine and hold interviews for the vacant positions of the legislation. But as this is the only chance the ICC is going to have to take a position on it, I would like to voice my concern with the council with the appointment, mostly in that after the resignation of the previous vice president, Senator Borders was originally appointed as acting vice president of legislation, and he had previously been serving as the vice chair of the committee. And during that time, the committee met once or twice, perhaps, out of numerous opportunities that it could have met when we had urgent legislative and policy matters hanging over our heads. And so his failure to call meetings during this crucial time period does raise concerns to me as to whether or not this is the person we want in the number 3 executive spot.
We were all out in school. So if he hasn't been, then I say that the reason is valid. But if we were, then we need to consider that time also.
Democrats.
So to respond to that, of course there was, during the time period in which he was vice president, I believe his appointment as acting vice president had actually expired by the time we came to the Thanksgiving break, because the bylaws only allow for a 30-day appointment in the acting capacity. However, after the appointment expired, he remained the vice chair for the committee, meaning he had the capacity and the right to call meetings of the committee. If we want to look at some of the fallout that the failure of the committee to meet has had, we need only revisit the nightmare that Resolution F-14-1 posed for this body and for the Senate. The resolution, though it was cumbersome and awkward, was referred to the committee. The committee began its work, and he actually chaired that meeting. Subsequent meetings, which we agreed to call, which he did not call, led to the continued appearance of an unperfected resolution in the Senate that bred untold amounts of frustration for both bodies and tension between the bodies over its eventual disposition. And so a lot of this is let's go with the fact that we've been talking for a semester about the importance of making sure that our standing committees meet, making sure that their chairs and leadership are being held accountable, and now we've had a person who who had two titles, one job, which was call legislation to make sure it met. It did not meet, and I'm not sure that it's appropriate for the person that failed to do this basic function of the job to now receive the permanent appointment.
Is there any way to know who applied for this position?
I think that you can know who applied for it, but just their names. I know off the top of my head from people who told me who applied for it, but the whole list of them, I don't know. President Rodeo, you want to speak on that?
Yeah, I can tell you that 4 to 5 people went off and applied. Can I say just it's public information, right?
I don't know. Yes.
So we're dealing with appointments for a public post, and none of us are employees. Well, none of the Senate Works extra employees, so you have no employment protections. We're dealing with appointments to public service. That is public record.
Thank you. All right. So we ended up having 4 to 5 people go off and had an apply. Out of those people, one of them, her last name, I think her name is Kaylee or Kay Reeves, as well as Alex Acosta, Jason Laughlin, Brad Borges, and Hunter Wright. Out of those 5 people that went off and applied, one of the
I know you didn't directly participate in the interviews, but do you know what the merits for Senator Borges were?
What do you mean by the merits?
Like why he was selected over the other 3 candidates?
I can he is a candidate that went off and stood above and apart from the rest of the other 3 to 4 candidates.
MJC Democrats.
So, may I ask, does the committee rank applicants?
So if it was following the recruitment procedure, the small task force of people that interview the candidates should select 1 top candidate, possibly 2 at the most, forward those names to the president. If there's more than 1 that they selected as good applicants, then the president's supposed to conduct like an exit interview, so to speak. But that's if the recruitment procedure was followed. So it should have only selected 1.
Was your hand up, or
Yeah.
was that, okay, so is that okay? So,
I can just go to, I was ill during that time, so there was different people doing the interview process. But normally, this is my position as Executive Vice President, is to organize. And I did for the senator positions that were open and a few of the students at large and committee member appointments that were open. Recommendation. So all we would do is add a recommendation. But the final say-so is really with President Luis. He has the final say-so as we send that recommendation and the extensiveness. So just wanted to give a little insight in the process. Thank you.
SEO?
I just wanted to express my concern that points that Representative Barble brought up about how he served in his previous capacity weren't credited towards his questionnaire, that the merits that he showed on the questionnaire was not weighed with the fact that he had this position, he did not fulfill what he was supposed to be doing, and that the questionnaire was taken out of capacity of his previous position.
I just also want to say that one of the questions is what experience have you had in your position? Did it explain that experience? And then the second one was, what would you do in this position that, so they could explain some of their ideas and their vision. So that should have come up in that conversation because those, your previous experience, hopefully you'll use your experience as officers. I don't know. I know from my previous one, I had notes that were taken. So if someone had questions, because we did see a lot of people. So if someone had questions about specifics, that those notes would reflect that, and that we shared those notes and made them available and kept those on file. So I'm not really sure with this, but I do know that it's pretty extensive, and it really makes them step up. And I think the process is a good, sound process. Sometimes we just don't have the candidates, so I just want to encourage you to understand right now we may not just have the caliber that we would like for that position, but I think with your recommendation and your input here today, I think that President Luis really can take those and really help create a framework to help and encourage Senator Borges, VP Borges, if he is appointed, to really step up and do a better job. And I think that we understand we're all learning. There's a learning curve here. A really good job in this area. Just wanted to.
Is there any more discussion about the appointment? Yes.
I move with the Interclub Council take a position of opposition to the appointment of Brad Burgess to Vice President for Legislation.
I will second that motion.
All right, so it was moved by MJC Democrats can you repeat that? I'm so sorry.
To oppose the appointment or the confirmation of Senator Borges as Vice President for Legislation.
All right, so it was moved to oppose this Senator Borges for Vice President of Legislation, seconded by SEO. Are there any objections?
Yeah,
I object.
Okay. All right, so there is an objection, so we'll move on to the objection. So, I think we need to vote.
We need to vote first.
Okay, so we're gonna vote on the motion, which is to oppose the confirmation of Senator Borges for Vice President of Legislation. Does that have to be a roll call? All right, so this is a roll call vote. Voting aye means that you are for the motion. Voting nay or no means you are not for the motion. All right, and Clerk Campbell will do the roll call.
So I'm going to call everyone who was present at the first roll call. If I miss you, tell me.
Quickly, it's sorry to be that one guy, but we're voting on the objection.
No, we are voting on the main motion.
Okay, thank you. Sorry for that.
Okay, so Akita. Anatomy.
abstain.
Anime.
Aye.
Anthropology.
Abstain.
Astronomy.
Aye.
Black Student Union.
Nay.
Chi Alpha. College Republicans. Abstain. Freedom Forum.
Aye.
The Gathering.
Abstain.
Gamers. Abstain. Geology Club.
Abstain.
Leadership experience. Mecha.
Abstain.
NAMI on campus.
Aye.
Phi Theta Kappa.
Nay.
Organization.
Aye.
Visual arts.
Abstain.
Young Americans for Liberty, yes. Young Farmers.
No.
MJC Musicians Guild. MJC Theater Club.
Aye.
Operation Green. Electronic Music Club.
Abstain.
Okay. And the final count is 9 yes, 7 no, and 12 abstain. The motion passes.
All right.
Inquiry.
Yes.
Parliamentary inquiry. Do the abstentions also count towards the vote total?
Yes.
So
Wait, sorry.
being, oh, I'm sorry.
I was gonna answer your question.
Do you have somebody else?
I was gonna say, being that abstentions are neither yes nor no, do they count towards the yay total or the no total?
They bring down the margin for passing the vote, so you don't even count them really. They're still recorded for means of Brown Act, but it comes down to the yeses and the nos, so technically this passed by 2 votes.
All right. So, yes.
To be clear, as far as parliamentary procedure goes, abstention means that you are not voting. It is not a vote of any kind, meaning that your votes don't count either. And as the clerk said, they actually reduce the threshold because majority is determined by the votes cast.
Okay.
12 abstentions mean that 12 members chose not to vote on the issue.
All right, so with that, the motion passes, and ICC is going to take a stance about the position for Senator Borges as Vice President of Legislation. All right. Is there any other discussion on review of the student senate agenda? Right. Review of the student senate. I also don't have that. Would you guys like to hear about it, about the last student senate meeting, or you guys?
We could watch it on YouTube on our own.
Yeah, you guys can watch it on YouTube. Totally. All right, so are you guys okay with us moving on? Yeah, awesome, perfect. All right, so we'll move on to...
Quick question about that.
Yes.
Will you be posting a link to that meeting on YouTube on the
Facebook
page?
page? Yes, I can.
Okay.
All right. Moving on to standing order club reports. Who would like to start? All right, we'll start with MJC Democrats.
Well, the year is off to an interesting start so far, both for our campus and for the national political scene. I'll leave the national political scene alone because it'll make me cry. We are working on moving forward for this semester, getting a few events planned, and before I go forward, I actually want to take a moment to welcome the Executive Vice President back. We're happy she's feeling better. We are hoping that the coming semester will continue to be productive. We're looking forward to the joint events that are being planned for Welcome Back Week and for the Spring Festival. Hopefully this will be a chance for us to move forward, have some fun events together. Yeah, it'll be fun. Fun.
You want to go around the table like that?
Yeah, sure, that seems fine to me. We are trying to formalize a new club meeting time for this semester because most of our members are having class during work time, so there's nothing else to report besides we will formalize our museum trip to San Francisco this semester, and Professor Mo will be driving.
Awesome. And Nadia?
Nothing to report currently, however, we do have a meeting this Friday at 11 o'clock. We are in the making of wanting to go to Body of Worlds, which is, has anyone heard of that? In San Francisco, so nothing to report though right now.
We have a few projects in the works, but besides that, nothing else to report at this time.
PTK?
I'm really excited that we are launching our website, so there'll be links to our website with all of our information, and our ICC rep, Amy, that usually is sitting here, she's also does our publicity. She has actually put this together through a free website on Weebly, so as a club, if you want a website, it's free. It's a wonderful, and so hopefully it's PTK MJC at Weebly. So, but we'll put those, update that information so you can see what it looks like, and she would be a great person to talk to if you guys feel like you need to develop a website to get information. But our contact information's on there, and everything's on there. We've set our schedule and we have themes, so starting in February, we're hoping to start with our business meeting on every first Thursday. We meet from 5 o'clock to 6:30, and usually in the forum building when we get assigned a room, we hope we get the same room. The second Thursday of each month, we have a community service mixer, which also includes intern opportunities. So if you have to do volunteer hours and your club just wants to join and come, we have some great people from the community come and they share, they bring their cards and information, and then we take breaks throughout so you can meet them and talk with them. And then we also are working on an honors project, which is a research project over the next year. And Dr. Cheryl Williams-Jackson, who is an incredible advisor, she just finished her doctorate and she's publishing a book and really has a great understanding of research. She is heading that up, and so in actual meeting, we sit down and we piece together part of our research. And then we're doing a new thing this semester, and we hope that it'll be like the community service mixer. We're working on mentoring and networking opportunities in higher education. We feel like that the ability to go into the community and meet key people who we respect or who could influence and be a part of our journey in education is important. So we're teaching how to do that networking meeting and how to set those meetings up, and we're also working with my other advisor, Teresa Kinney, who works for Senator Jeff Denham, to get some key people who will be open to actually do some meetings so that you can practice those networking meetings. So that'll be the last Thursday of each month. So we hope you get involved, and I'll be sharing a little bit about one of our big retreats, our leadership retreats, in a little bit, because we're asking for some funds. So.
Hi, Alpha. Federation of Engineers.
Hello everyone. So pretty much, this is really front and center. Sorry, I'm blushing a little bit. Anyways, so pretty much we're just getting started. We're just gonna get our room and hopefully get situated. A quick question. For the announcement, will we be able to take action there or no? As an ICC?
I'm going to address it under address from the chair.
Okay, cool. Yeah, you guys hold on a bit. That's it. Thanks.
The gathering.
We have nothing to report right now.
All right, gamers.
We're hoping to have our first meeting on the 26th, which I think is a week from Monday. Other than that, nothing to report.
Leadership experience.
We have a new meeting time Thursdays from 2:30 to 3:30, but I'm not sure which day we're starting it. And we're also planning, we also have an episode Wednesday.
Is it a local? Okay. Okay. Sorry, your guys' everybody's getting new placards. I just want you guys to know that. All right, go ahead.
Okay, we're planning our new meeting, our first meeting this Friday, hopefully. And we're planning on being a club.
Awesome.
We will be starting after census.
Okay. And you guys want to go really quick? Or nothing to report right now. That's okay. Awesome. All right, college Republicans.
Okay, so we'll be having our meetings starting probably the second week of school, but we'll still be meeting on Wednesdays from 4 to 5 p.m. Let's see, during Black History Month, we'll be reading Frederick Douglass's biography and discussing that. Also during March, we'll be showing a film called The Other F Word that'll be open to the student body, which deals with, ironically enough, deals with family values, but you'll have to come and see why. So, we're looking at doing a trip to Sacramento in March after the film showing. We're looking to get registered with our state organization for the College Republicans. Let's see, we're also looking to, in April, go to state convention, but we have to get that worked out with our advisor to make sure he can go. And we also have our club shirts finally done, so if you guys want to wear one in support of, or ironically, you can do that. That's it.
Nothing to report. We're still just finalizing when. We're just still deciding when we're going to have all the meeting times. And yes, still trying to decide whether or not we're going to keep the same room.
Operation Green?
I have nothing.
For Liberty?
Kind of same boat as everyone else. We're just sort of waiting we've started the semester, going to get a room and meeting times scheduled, and when that happens, I'll have more.
Right, and then Freedom Forum is doing the same as most of you guys. We should hopefully be having our first meeting of this semester next week. We'll probably be meeting at different times because everyone's schedules change. And we will hopefully be participating in the March. And yeah, we look forward to the legislative season. Yes, you.
Hi guys, this Friday is our first meeting for the semester, which is at 12:30 to 2. We're meeting in room 120, so you guys have to come out and join us. Also on the 31st of this month, we are going out to feeding the homeless, which is at the Salvation Army, starting at 6:30 in the morning to 9:30. It's for Iron 7th. And in February, we're supposed to be going to the Black Caucus, which is February 13th to the 15th. We're also having the hosting the educational conference here at our school, on the Mary Stuart Rogers building, February the 28th, which we're going to be doing a tour of the ag department and also hopefully the science department. And then we're also hosting the commitments of Dr. King, where we're going to have a guest speaker, which is Julian Bond. Most of you guys know who Julian Bond is. He also did the civil rights with Dr. King, so this is a very important thing for us to be doing. Last year was with Diane Nash, so this is something we look forward to doing. The community is also welcome, and the students here on campus as well also.
Awesome. Anna?
Nothing to report.
All right, and anthropology?
We have our first club meeting this Thursday at 4:30, I believe in 104 in the Pirates Village. I'm not sure on that. And that's pretty much it.
Geology?
Our first meeting is this Thursday, also at 4:30. It's always in Gary's room, which is upstairs on the 3rd floor. The first room, like 331. And we're also concentrating mostly on the museum gala next weekend because we're volunteering for that and doing barbecue.
Stone Farmers?
Our first club meeting is next Wednesday at 6 o'clock at the Ace Pavilion on the West Campus. But other than that, nothing else to report.
Okay. Electronic music?
Before I start on my club, I want to add on to Oliver's lack of a report. We're actually having a meeting of the Anime Club in an hour at 4 in the grass by the Performing Arts Centre. Now on to my club, the Electronic Music Club. We will be meeting tomorrow night, Wednesday at 6, I believe, in the 5? Yeah, at 5, that's right, that's the last time. Sorry, at 5 p.m. in the Performing Arts Centre, room 243, and I invite all the music clubs to come and pop in and say hello because it's a very easy way to compose using a lot of the software we utilize in the equipment. It's actually very useful and very fun, very easy too. That's about it. So come on, come all, have some fun.
Not much to report right now. As a new club, we're still trying to finalize a lot of the new things. I think our first meeting of the semester is going to be on Thursday at 5, most likely in the Little Theater. That might change, but I doubt it. I was also told that we needed to speak to someone to finalize like a club thing. We weren't, like, we are officially a club because I've been, yeah, okay. I think I'm just a little out of the loop because I'm still I'm learning as I go along. So I guess I just could talk to my president.
Yeah, you can come see me after the meeting and I'll answer any questions you have.
Okay, thank you.
Visual arts?
Nothing to report.
And Naomi on campus?
We're still trying to figure out meeting times because they're not really working for like anyone in the club, and so we need to figure out if we're going to do that because most of our officers are actually dropping because of that. I'm not really the ICC rep, I'm the treasurer, guys. I'm sorry for fooling you. And we're trying to figure out if we can still have a peer support group like we did, because we had Tuesday meetings and then Thursday peer support groups, but we don't know if we can continue that. And however, we are hoping that it all works out and we can do our country kitchen fundraiser, which we were trying to do last semester, but we had to postpone it, so hopefully that'll go through this time.
Okay. At all? Awesome. All right, and standing committee reports. For you guys who sit on standing committees, do you have anything to report? Yeah, I didn't, so that's okay. For the clubs that do sit on standing committees, do you still want to sit on your standing committee? Yeah.
I think we were on 2 different committees, and I've never.
You guys are on communications.
Because I know we were on finance. I've never received an email from any committee, so I know we sit on one, but.
That's okay, because most of the standing committees haven't met in the last 3 months, so you guys are cool. MJC Democrats, yes.
So the unsurprising legislation has not met since the last meeting, but I was at the finance meeting, the last one they had for the final Senate meeting last semester. They did take up numerous recommendations that this body had discussed, including funding for the MLK celebration, as well as Chi Alpha's trip. And did forward those, as well as Senator Andrews' parliamentary training project. Those were taken up and forwarded to the Senate. I was going to ask, would it be possible for us, since it is kind of the start of a new semester, for us to review what clubs are and what committees, just so we're all on the same page?
Yeah, I have that document on my computer. But if you guys would like, I know who sits on some of the committees, or if you like just by background knowledge and not document knowledge. But if you guys want to say what you think you're sitting on, that's fine with me. Gamers.
I know that Gamers is on finance and we're perfectly fine being that.
Okay. All right. So if you guys want to just, if you're a club and you sit on a committee, can you please raise your hand? All right. Gamers, I know you sit on finance. Metro, what do you think you sit on?
I know one was activities, the other one was finance.
All right, so
we would want to stay on finance.
Finance, all right.
Legislation.
Okay. Yes.
I think I'm on operations with Catherine.
I just got Operation Green and electronic music last ICC meeting.
All right. And electronic music. And VSU?
Communication.
VSU, and then are there anybody on VSU?
Operation Green.
Oh, yes, I got them.
Okay.
But nobody else is on one. Okay. I'm going to, hold on, 1 second. Okay. So I'll go back on my documents on my computer and I'll email it out to all of you guys what clubs sit on which committees, which means that there's only 1 seat on communications, but I feel absent that also sits on communications, and then nobody.
Not to sound a little panicked, but Welcome Back Week is when? And we have how many clubs on activities and nobody volunteering?
I know.
And then if it turns out to be a bust, we're going to complain when we didn't send anybody that could have made a difference.
Okay, so I have geology and then Metro.
Okay, what are the committees that you know of that need reps?
I just listed them. One club member for communications and 2 apparently now for activities.
Okay, so I can take it back and let them know.
Okay, awesome. And then if you guys are interested, email me and then I'll have you sit in pro tem for the next few meetings until we actually establish who will be on that committee. All right. So I'll email you guys the document that I have that has club reps on it for the standing committees. And then other than that, do you guys have anything else under standing committees? Yes, no, maybe? Well, Metro, you had a question.
You answered it.
Okay, awesome. All right, and then officer reports. Which one of you guys wants to go first?
I'll go first.
Okay.
I've been in communication with Allison Weber. She has a meeting with the people for making sure we get our writers and things corrected, which is this week. And hopefully, once she's completed that, we can get together with the speaker and I, together with her, and make sure those things are ready for you guys, heavy writers. We do have them on order. I may order some more writers, so we make sure that all clubs get a binder and we can start getting them to.
All right. and then we'll move on from the address from the chair. My list is kind of long, so bear with me. So I just wanted you guys to know that the edible version of the club charters are available. We finalized that today, so I will be sending them out through email. If you guys can please fill them out, print them out, and then have your advisor sign it. Bring me a hard copy and then mail me another hard copy, so we have one hard copy, one digital copy, because it's really kind of hard for me to read the writing on some of the charters, and that's probably why some of you guys get miscommunicated with emails, because I think one letter is one way and it's not. So that is done. That will go out today, and I'll also post it on Facebook, just in case you're not getting the emails right now. You can look on the Facebook page, and I'll try and get it on the Weebly page as well. All right, and then new placards. So there are many new clubs since last semester, and a lot of them look a lot different. So hopefully by next meeting, duplicating would have already made the new placards for everybody, because some people don't have placards and then some people make them. So hopefully we get those done. And then club accounts. If you are a new club and you have not gotten your club account, please come after the meeting and come talk to me, and then we'll get that situated. And then also, I myself and Vice President Weaver and a few other people are working on packets for the clubs to understand paperwork a lot better and easier, and also with a video. We are going to make a video of it, so if you're a visual learner, then that is good for you. And then also, I want to know if any clubs are available to host a tour. I got a personal phone call from a school within the area who would like me to conduct a tour with clubs on campus. So if any of your guys' clubs are interested, the tour will be on February 3rd at 9 a.m. It will be both west and east, so if you can only do one campus, that's fine. They want to see both campuses, and they also want to know about the clubs on campus, so when their students transfer or come to MJC, they will get a feel of what's on campus, what they can have. So available to them. Yes, SEO.
What day of the week is that? Because our law firm members.
Tuesday.
It's a Tuesday?
Yeah. So it would be the first Tuesday. It will be our meeting, our first meeting in. Oh, hold on. Sorry, in January. It will be our first meeting in February, and it will be at 9 a.m. and it will start on East Campus, and it will start on West Campus and end on East Campus. Yes.
So you're asking us for guides, basically?
Yes. If any clubs or any members of the club are interested, they want to hear from the clubs, like what does your club do, how clubs work on campus, and they don't want to come into MJC and just be like isolated kind of. I don't know about you guys, but when I came, I wasn't involved at all. They want their students to be involved right away, so that way they can progress. Yes, it's okay.
Are we just going to be talking to them, or is there going to be like a table that we can have, or share a table so that they can come and get materials? How is that going to work?
What they want pretty much is, from my understanding, is they want to tour both campuses, and they want the club members to walk with them around and share their stories and talk about their club, along with what buildings and stuff like that, like the Science Community Center and stuff, like what goes on in there and how they got involved pretty much and how they can stay involved. So they just want kind of like, they want to see campus life in a way, and they want to make sure that when they come here, it's not going to be like unfriendly kind of thing. So that's...
Is it fair for us to lie to them?
Yes. Lie to them. Yes.
What time does it end?
It should end by noon. They want to be able to end by 1 because they want to go to lunch. And they'll probably go to lunch somewhere on campus, they said. Yes.
Well,
yes.
in the vein of not lying to them, maybe this is also kind of thing that would be a good opportunity to showcase not really what clubs do, what ACC does.
Yeah.
Perhaps the vice president for activities could maybe do a scheduled barbecue to, look at these unhealthy things we serve here. Instead of sending them to our wonderful food services that work very hard, but maybe not the best things for people.
All right, I'll talk to Vice President Brad about that via CM.
Isn't that the first week of February? Is the week we have rush week? It's Club Rush. It's Club Rush.
Yeah.
Wait.
Yeah.
I thought it was the last week of January.
We'll get to Club Rush, so I will still need people to help. So if your club members are able to, I know that we'll be on campus and doing our club stuff, but I think that'd be great.
It's just going to be earlier than club lunch.
Yeah, it's gonna be earlier, yes.
Would you prefer to be notified by email as soon as possible or
Yes.
next to the next meeting?
Yes, please. If you guys can email me as soon as possible if you know of members, and email me with your member's name and contact information so that way I may contact them. And then also this will come up again because we have one more meeting this month before our club rush is active. Alright, are there any other questions on the board? Yes?
So is this one group of people or is it like multiple groups or like different clubs or?
It's just one group.
Okay.
Yes.
So you said you don't know what which school it is?
Oh, I know what school it is. It's Ceres High School.
Oh, Ceres High School?
Yeah. Anybody? Yes.
Yeah, how would it be organized in a way, like, let's say a theater club wanted to be a guide, and then would we be known who else we would be touring with?
Yes.
Like as guides?
Yes.
Oh, okay.
So the guys will all be notified probably a week in advance to make sure the person who signed up will be able to do it. And if theater club does want to do it, I would love for them to be on East Campus and be able to showcase the theater. And if you're a part of like anatomy, please be able to, like, if you guys are able to. I know that Dean Sanders and I are very close, and like the last time I did a tour, he let me show them the top of the balcony, not the balcony, but the roof, and we went in and we saw all these things. So definitely, if you guys are interested, please email me as soon as possible. I saw his hand over here. Yes, and then yes.
One, about how many students are we expecting? Two, you said it's going to start on West and then come over here. So around what time will they be getting here?
On East Campus?
Yes.
They will probably be getting on East Campus by noon at the latest.
Noon at the latest.
Yes.
And then the earliest would be?
Probably 11 o'clock, sorry. Yeah. All right, and then
how many students again are we?
roughly about 30, maybe max is what they said. So that's why I need a lot of guides. So, I mean, 30 kids, guys, on one person. All right.
I'll be a guide.
Yeah, awesome. Just email me. Yes.
I was just going to say if it's, at 11, then I can be a guide.
Okay. Yeah, so if you guys want to be guides, please, or just bring it back to your clubs as well. And like I said, email me your guys' guide, people who volunteers information and what times they can and what campuses they prefer. And that'd be great. Yes.
So, two things. So to clarify, it's more like we're going to be giving tours of zones of the campus, not that we are going to be accompanying them across the entirety of the tour.
Yes.
Okay. And so in that case, we probably don't need to worry about that many people. My second thing is I think that my club should partner with College Republicans and Pirates for Liberty as a tour group, because I can make them laugh.
Make them laugh?
Yeah, it will.
Freedom Forum will be the nonpartisan and not be involved in your guys' little thing. Alright, electronic music, and then I'll get you this.
Can we volunteer to give the tour of the entire campus, or is there a designated person for that?
No, yes, we can tour them the entire campus. So basically what I told them is if they want to see the whole campus, they can, but they said that their students are only interested in certain areas of the campus and that they'll finalize more what they want to see by the end of this month.
Okay.
Yes.
And default, they're kind of focusing on the campus life or the activity side of things. So unfortunately, we don't have a club here that exactly does that, but have you contacted athletics to see if someone there will show them facilities or things in that respect?
I definitely will contact the dean, yes. And then, I'm so sorry.
Are we showing them like inside buildings, or so like would it be possible to have like clubs that meet in specific buildings, like the music clubs be like do the ones talking and showing all the inside the music buildings, and like science will be showing all the science things like that?
Yes, it's very much so possible. I know that Dean Sanders has already told me that it's okay if I want to bring students in, like I did the last time we got to go into the labs and see what the labs are like. If you guys can talk to your advisors and if they're teachers or anything like that, and you have access to the music room when it's not in session and you guys want to be able to showcase that, most definitely. All right. Anything else on the tour? No? Awesome. All right, and then let's see, our next meeting, guys, because we didn't have a meeting the first Tuesday, because I didn't want to do that to you guys.
Thank you.
Our next meeting will be the third Tuesday. which is the 20th of, oh, darn, hold on. So we can either have it the 20th of this month, which is just next week, or we can have it on the 27th. It's up to you guys. But then as soon as February hits, we will have it on the 3rd. So, do you guys want to go back to back this week or back to back the following week? Yes, electronic meeting.
Since we have a lot to deal with the first couple of months, I vote for back-to-back. It seems more sensible.
Okay, so, gathering.
I also would make the point that since you made the call for the communications and activities people, and that seems pretty important, and you want to get that back to you right away, that next week would be optimal.
Okay, so are you guys okay with meeting next week on the 20th? Yes. All right. So then on the 27th, there will be no meeting. And then on the 3rd, there is a meeting, and that's a Tuesday. And that's also the second day of Club Rush, and that will be on West Campus. Are you guys okay with meeting on West Campus on the 3rd? Or do you guys want to push back the meeting of the first week to the 10th, which would be the week after Club Rush? The gathering.
I thought we were meeting here now for all
Yeah,
meetings.
but I was asking, like, because we will be on West Campus on the 3rd.
Oh, as part
Will
of
you
the-
guys want to? Yes,
Oh,
that's what I was asking.
Considering this would have to happen during Club Rush, it seems to be a little too much piled in at once unless there is something we need to absolutely discuss then.
Democrats.
Club Rush is usually done
Yeah.
by about 2. So perhaps we could still meet here, because facility space is always an issue for a body this big on their campus.
Yeah.
Just maybe push the meeting start time back a little bit to account for the end of Club Rush and getting back here.
Okay. So from what I'm understanding, you guys still want to have it on Tuesday the 3rd here in this room. Is 3 o'clock okay? So I can fill out an activity sheet.
Great.
All right, 3 o'clock ICC. 3 o'clock. Awesome. And then our next meeting will be on the 17th of February. And I'll send out the rest of the meeting times. It's just we got kind of goofed up because we started late in January. So no worries. Yes, that's 3 o'clock.
I would throw in my hand, sorry.
Huh?
I was just trying.
Oh, okay.
So could you just clarify that, those meeting places and times?
Okay, so our next ICC meeting will be next Tuesday, the 20th, 2:15 in this room. All right, and then following meeting will be February 3rd, ICC here, this room, 3 o'clock. And then February 17th, this room, 2:15. And then I will send out the rest of them for March, April, and May, and so on later on. It's just this month, I'm sorry, it's kind of goofy. All right. Are there any questions about the next following meetings? Yes.
Just about the last one, I couldn't quite get it. The meeting
Oh.
times.
Okay, so in February?
Yeah.
Okay, so it's February 3rd, East Campus, staff dining at 3 o'clock.
February 3rd?
3rd, yes, number 3.
Okay.
All right. Any other questions about our meetings? No? All right. And then last for my report is Spring Festival. Senator Manriquez wants to know what clubs would like to participate. If you want to give a brief overview of what's going to happen, and then if you guys are interested, please let her know.
Okay, so Spring Festival is my senator project. What, in essence, this is I want to have campus life on West Campus. It's going to happen March 30th. I'm going to allocate funds to help all clubs that participate to fundraise. So I will be putting, for example, let's say Geology wants to barbecue. I will be supplying all the barbecue that they would have to purchase, and everything they are earning will be straight fundraising, so gain. You guys will lose nothing by participating. Number 2, I'm also trying to get different vendors to come on campus that will probably participate, and I'm trying to see if they will give like 10% of all the earnings they receive back to the club. So whoever participates is not only fundraising for themselves, but they are also going to receive, they'll be split, that 10% that they earn will be allocated back to your guys' clubs. So in essence, this is a full fundraiser, and there's only thing but gaining out of this. Also, I'm going to say that you don't just have one stall that you can do. Like for example, if geology wanted to like sell some other thing other than just their like barbecue, they could. So they could, as long as they have men to man the table and ladies to man the table, that is possible. So all you guys have to have is people to man the tables and be willing to tell me what you guys need and to know that you guys are actually doing this, because this is going to hopefully pass on Friday, and then as soon as it happens on Friday, everything's going down. So pretty much paperwork and everything. I'm already talking to a lot of people, so I just need to know who's going to actually participate, and it's straight fundraising for if you do it.
When's the deadline and how do we communicate with you?
You guys may call me or email me. My cell phone number is 209-581-8940. And then my email that you can reach me at is asmjc@student.yosemite.edu.
That was
SME, yeah.
I was Nancy.
Okay.
And then also, if you guys like, I will post her information on our Facebook page. And if you want to email it out, I can email it out to you as well. Are there any questions? Yes, that's good.
Is there a more formalized theme besides just spring?
It's a spring festival, and the theme I'm going for is Japanese Asian culture, because I will be giving out, so as my project ASMJC, this is what we're going to be giving out. We're going to be giving these little cute, they're not like, actual Chinese takeout foods, but they're cute Chinese takeout boxes that will have an assortment of Japanese candy inside them. And inside of them, there will be a possibility of getting a gift card for food. There'll be 5 of them, put it randomly. There'll be 5 random gas cards, because in the middle of school when we're all broke, we all need some gas and money, or 1 bookstore gift card. So that's what ASMJC, I'm sorry, my speech impediment comes out sometimes. ASMJC will be presenting and giving out to students who have their ID card with their benefit sticker in the back. MJC Democrats.
So, is there since you said that certain clubs could potentially have multiple spaces, and then there's also going to be dealing with vendor spaces, what is the absolute, are there going to be 2 deadlines at which point clubs can request at least 1 space or than others, or is this going to be first come first served, in which case a club can nab up as many spots as it likes, and others that might be a little slower don't get a spot? Also because we have to deal with spaces for vendors, right? So how's that going to work?
Okay, so what I'm going to try to do here is be fair with all clubs. So pretty much I'm going to set a deadline. So this is me pretty much telling you guys, tell your clubs that this is happening. It's happening. It's not just going to be like something that I'm saying happens and it doesn't happen. All right, it's happening, so figure out what your clubs want to do. Decide what you guys think you'd like to sell. The theme is Asian. Keep that in mind, but you don't have to sell something Asian, because we will be having a corn on the cob Mexican people selling, like, with chile and limon, on point. Anyway, so pretty much you will have, you can have other, Spring Festival pretty much means we're growing, we're connecting. So I kind of want to connect clubs with ASMJC, because we haven't had a very great, relationship. And it's okay, but we're growing. And so pretty much that's what it is. And also to help clubs, because I'm also a new club, the Federation of Engineers, and we need to fundraise. Some clubs haven't gotten their accounts yet and are a little bit slow on paperwork, so this is supposed to help everybody. And the second deadline, The second deadline will be when I know exactly which, I will get to know that once I continue to talk with the vendors to see who's actually going to be here, but clubs take precedence on vendors. So there shouldn't be a problem with clubs' space, because clubs will have priority over vendors, but we do want to have some, different vendors coming in on campus.
So Metra and then Democrats.
Will you inform us of what vendors you get so that we don't copy whatever they're selling?
Yes, so pretty much what I want is an assortment of different things, so clubs to come up with different unique ideas. So I won't, so for example, let's say Metra comes up with an idea that nobody has yet, and then let's say Nami comes up and is like, oh, I want to do this. I'm going to be sorry, first come, first serve with ideas. So that's why you would have to decide on something else. So it's not, there won't be like 5 clubs with the same thing. That's not what I'm going for.
MJC Democrats.
And to be clear, the theme is East Asian or is it Asian? Because Asia's a very big thing.
Okay, sorry. East Oriental, East Asian. So
So Korean, Japanese, Chinese, Mongol.
yeah, pretty much. But if you want to, but the thing, it
Sorry,
doesn't
India.
have to be that big. It doesn't have to be that big. You can have other types of things going on too.
I'm this whole colonialism.
Alright, so I'm sorry, please bring this back to your clubs, guys, and then contact Senator Rodriguez as soon as possible. This definitely seems like a great thing for the clubs, and you can already tell that it's most likely guaranteed to happen because this is so far in advance that she's planning, and thank you a lot for planning so far in advance.
Don't forget to buy cherry blossoms.
That's what I'm trying to do. Fresh ones too.
Yeah.
All right, fresh ones.
All right. Are there any other questions about the Spring Festival? All right. Hearing none. Oh, yes.
I don't know, since we're like the electronic music club, like, do you need, music?
I would definitely love some music. And you know, you guys have a really cool assortment of Asian themed music, which is totally rad. So if you guys want to come out there with your club and just put music, I would totally love that. So you don't have to necessarily sell anything to fundraise it, but if you just want to be out there with some jamming music, that's cool.
Anything else? So can I see a show of hands what clubs are pretty interested in participating in the Spring Festival? Alright, so basically everybody. So please contact Senator Rodriguez as soon as possible. I'll post her information and I'll email it out. Alright, so we'll move on to Club Rush. Like you guys have already heard, Club Rush will be the first week of February. So it will be Monday the 2nd. Monday the 2nd, Tuesday the 3rd, Wednesday the 4th, and Thursday the 5th. The first 2 days will be on West Campus, and the second 2 days will be on East Campus. Donuts will be served with coffee and tea and whatnot in the morning, and pizza and barbecue is what Vice President Brown has told me will be served for lunch. Are there any questions? And also, Vice President Brown wanted me to let you guys know that he has a table for each and every club. If you choose to participate, that's awesome. If you don't, that's cool. Just know that there is a table for you guys. Yes?
To clarify, the first 2 days will be West, second 2 days.
Yes. And then also, so typically in the past, clubs have, if you're working the table, you guys would be able to jump in front of the line. What Vice President Brown has been talking about now is there will be a club sign-up sheet to what times the club members will work, because we have in the past had clubs come up who weren't working the table and say they're part of a club and they're helping and get and cut in front of like the students and then leave. So we're trying to avoid that situation because we had student complaints in the past. So if you guys are participating in this, please email Vice President Brown with a roster of who's participating and what time they will be participating. And his email is asmjc, the word activities, @student.yosemite.edu. Are there any questions about Club Rush? No? Oh, yes.
So the first 2 days are on the west?
Yes.
Okay.
Any other questions? Right. Can I see a show of hands on what clubs most likely will be participating in Club Rush? All right, awesome. Electronic music, please contact Kyle Brown about music.
Okay.
All right, awesome. So Are there any other, is there any more discussion on Club Rush? Alright, so we're okay to move on? Alright, so we'll move on to item B, the Great Valley Museum Gala. So at the last Student Senate meeting, there was a motion to where they're basically buying tickets to the Great Valley Museum Gala. It will be this Saturday, this January 17th. We have 6 tickets as the ICC in order to go. I would hope that you guys are able to. Also, just remember that there are only 6 tickets, so what I'm doing right now is I would like to know who's interested in going as a club. Remember, you guys are representing the clubs, or if your club, if there's a member of your club, like let's say that Gamers wants, like Jonathan can't go, but Gamers wants to go, somebody in their club wants to represent the Gamers or whatnot, then we would do it like that, yes.
So I would suggest that we use basically a single transferable vote system where anybody who wants to go or have people in their clubs who want to go submit all those names to you, the speaker, and then as a body we basically do a ballot which is ranked, and there's a certain threshold you have to reach to get a spot.
Okay.
And that way it's all out in the open, and we don't have to worry about cabals of who applied or who interviewed or whatnot, because we like to do our business in the open light of day.
All right, so just to be sustainable, I don't want to use a bunch of paper, so can we like raise our hand?
How do you rank raising your hand?
No, I mean like I want to get the list of who's interested in going and then rank them from there. I'm sorry. All right, so
I have a question.
Yes.
Like I volunteered on, I don't know, they had some online volunteering deal.
So
I put my name in there. I don't know. I want to go to it, but I want to volunteer to get in there.
All right. So really quickly, let me clarify a couple of things, if everyone can keep their voice down so everybody can hear this. There are 6 tickets for the ICC, 6 tickets for the Student Senate, and 4 for the general public. If you are going as that, if you volunteer, basically you're in the gala already. Yes.
So disregard that online sign-up shit. I don't know. It's like,
Yeah, you're right.
Just to be clear, if you're volunteering, you do want to follow up, and I just want to make sure that you know that as a volunteer, you might not get the meal that the guests are getting. So just to be careful.
Okay.
I don't know if that, I don't know that, but.
Well, when Rosa came, that's what she said. So.
Okay.
she said we get everything.
Yeah. So basically, if you're volunteering and you're volunteering for like a good amount of time, where I think it's over an hour that she said, you will be able to participate in the gala and receive like the meal that the people who paid for the gala are getting as well.
So can we still put our name in for this, just in case we don't volunteer?
Yes, if you guys want to. Yes, absolutely. Yes, gamers.
Move to extend time to 4 o'clock.
All right, and it was moved to extend time to 4 o'clock.
Second.
It was seconded, it was moved and seconded to extend time by 4 o'clock. Are there any objections to extending time till 4 o'clock? All right, hearing none, time has been extended. All right, so if you can please raise your hand or your little card thingies to let me know. I'll be going around the table. Keep them up. Can you kind of put them high, please? Yeah. Oh, I'm sorry. Okay, thank you. That is 9 of them. All right. So.
Do rock, paper, scissors.
No.
How about like throwing your name in a hat or something?
Really quickly, really quickly, I want to say that before like it gets into a debacle, because I really don't want a debacle about like who's going, who's not going, kind of thing. That you can still volunteer, and also if you guys have. If any clubs were already able to attend an ASMJC event in this last semester, I would really recommend that you guys let some of the clubs who haven't attended an ASMJC event attend one, or, well, an ASMJC sponsored kind of event, attend one. That's just my suggestion. If not, you guys do what you want, really. Yes, SEM.
I would like to yield priority to Astronomy Club.
To astronomy? Okay, so we're taking...
No, I just would like to yield priority.
Oh, you want to go to the bottom of the list? Okay, I got it. All right. So how would you guys like to do selections of who's going? Because there are 9 people and there are only 6 seats.
Can we pull like names out of a hat or a bag?
All right, that's a suggestion? Yes.
So if we use an STV method,
STV means?
single transferable vote.
Got it.
In which we all rank basically a top 3 amount, or we could even do a full top 6. What we do is we would fill out a ballot in which we rank which clubs we would like to go.
Yeah.
Then as we count them, the threshold would vary based on the amount of votes cast. So based on, if we were to do it today with how many people we have, the threshold using the formula of N equals V, where V equals votes cast, over S for seats plus 1, the vote threshold would be 5. Meaning each person would need 5. The reason why single transferable vote is helpful is because using the ranking system, people don't waste votes, meaning that once a club has reached a threshold, any more votes that that club would get will go to the next rank on that ballot.
You know, I love math, but that just confused me. But, so are you suggesting like, everybody writes a paper 1 to 6 and then put what club goes, so 1's top? Okay, we can do that. Is that what PTK?
I like to agree with the lottery system because that's good. Take a lot more time and we only have 15 minutes and you really need to know. So those that want to go, if they're all okay with it, we can just do a lottery system.
Yes, gamers.
Move to table this item until we conduct the rest of the business.
Second.
Okay, so it's moved and seconded to table an item. Are there any objections to tabling this item? Hearing none, we'll move on. All right, so next is not to exceed $2,500 for PTK's retreat. Is their leadership retreat? Would you like to speak on this right now?
Well, thank you for the opportunity to share. This is the first time Phi Theta Kappa is going to, for this year, ask for any assistance from ASMJC for a leadership retreat. Our first semester, we worked really hard working in community service. But we do really believe that because the Phi Theta Kappa is the top honor society on campus, those that come have very high academics and aspirations to go on higher education. A good 95% who come to Phi Theta Kappa will be going on for master's or their doctoral programs. That's the goal. So we want to encourage them to work with higher education mentors and professionals and professors that can really help them to make their plan and what it would look like and give them insight and support. So this leadership retreat is kind of piggybacked on last semester, expanding networking and mentoring and encouraging them to find people within the education system and outside that can be mentors. So you can see the budget is very simple. It's a cabin. There's a picture of the cabin. I've actually done a number of retreats in the past at this cabin. It's fully stocked with, so we don't have to do paper products. It has filtered water. I've cooked in the kitchen for up to 50 people, so I feel really comfortable with the 20 that we've set aside to go, which includes our advisors. So I kept the cost down with the food for that. And then our speakers are just wanting their gas reimbursement, if you see, because it is in Twain Harte, so it's not a long drive for them. Basically just want a bus and a little bit of food and opportunity for these speakers to come and really work with these Phi Theta Kappa members and encourage them and help them with planning for higher education. The 2 speakers are very important. One I met at USC in my leadership experience over the summer, and he really talked about networking appointments and mentoring. And the other, Dr. Donna Andrews, is my personal mentor, and she is the reason I went back to school. And so not only will she be talking about STEM degrees and also teaching, because she's the professor for secondary education at Stanislaus State, But she will also be talking about community service and mentoring and opportunities and internships. So that's my kind of gist of what the leadership retreat is. All right, yeah.
I would like to make a motion, but first, has this already been approved by Student Senate?
It's on their agenda for Friday.
Okay, then I would like to move to approve the budget with the proviso that the spelling errors located at the bottom right of the page are fixed before being presented formally to the Senate.
All right, it was moved and seconded to...
A second.
Oh, yeah, I saw your hand raised, so I just assumed. All right, are there any objections to approving this item? Yes, Amos.
Now, it's gonna be one cabin?
It's a huge cabin, and it has it sleeps 22, so it has rooms with twin beds in each, and then it has 4 bathrooms. So it's 3 floors. It's huge, and it has seating for the whole 22 people. So that's why this was the one I picked, because 20 was our number, our cutoff.
Okay, so yeah, the reason why I was asking is because my concern, I don't know if it's gonna cause a problem with the school or anything like that, would be the fact of having men and women.
Well, the basement, it's a 3rd floor, it's completely separate, has its own bathroom facilities, and the 3rd floor is completely separate, and has its own bathroom facilities. The main floor has a speaker room with its own bathroom, so there is a separation. I did actually take high school students there before, so I have the same thing.
Okay, yeah, so that was, I just want to make sure that was not going to be a problem.
All right, are there any other questions for PTK? All right, hearing, are there any objections to approving not to exceed 2,500 for PTK's retreat? Hearing none, it is approved. Awesome. And your motion to table earlier was until we're done with the business, or?
I moved to bring back from the table the gala.
All right, so now we are back on the discussion of the Great Valley Museum Gala, which is this Saturday, yes.
Are we discussing who gets to go still?
Yes.
I have an idea on how to decide that, since anthropology has more to do with the actual topic, subject matter of the museum than any of us. I have to just give them a ticket, and for the rest of us, put our names in a hat and just see who comes out.
Okay, thank you.
Geology probably has more to do with that than anthropology. It really
Well, okay, then the geology.
All right, one second, guys.
It doesn't matter, we're volunteering.
Madam Speaker, can you read off the list of names on the list again, please?
All right, so Student Quality Organization, College Democrats, NAMI on campus, I'm so sorry, Black Student Union, Freedom Forum, Astronomy, Federation of Engineers, MECHA, and the Vocal Music Club. Yes, gamers.
Out of the list of those clubs that have been listed, how many of those have attended an MJC event this year? And if any of them have, maybe it'd be best that those that have not attended be given priority.
Okay, all right. So as of the list here, who has attended an ASMJC event that they sponsored would be Student Equality Organization, Black Student Union, and MECHA. That's 6. Hold on. 1 second, please.
Which event did we go to?
You guys went to Seesaw and GA. Yes.
Okay, so have we, before we actually get into the minutia of details and priority, have we firmly settled on drawing names out of a hat?
No.
Okay, so we should probably figure out methodology before we determine priority, because priority means different things depending on the selection method. So what selection method are we going to use?
Yeah, that's what we're still discussing.
Okay.
Yeah. All right, so I saw BSU and then anthropology.
So to make it fair, we will just volunteer with geology and anthropology, and we'll help out with them. That way, it'll be making sure that we put ourselves into helping out with the way to bring the event to, so you take our name off.
All right, thank you. BSU? Yes.
Okay. Gasp, I have a motion.
All right.
All right. I move.
Wait, say it slowly, please.
Thank
you, that's so much better.
Move that astronomy, anthropology, and geology be granted tickets, and the remaining 3 be submitted to the lottery draw of the hat.
I second that motion.
Oh, you beat me to it.
Hold on.
You go, you're the president.
Can we, astronomy,
anthropology,
and geology.
I'll withdraw geology because we're volunteering.
Yeah, we're volunteering.
All right, so, sorry. So, that, all right. Would you like to perfect that?
I'll just drop geology then.
Okay, so astronomy.
Are you also, is anthropology also volunteering?
No.
Okay. Well, actually, you know what? They left. I will replace geology with anatomy, as they had to leave, but anatomy has an amazing facility in the building as well. So,
Okay.
and it's a science.
Clubs that are on that campus.
All right, so really quickly, you are moving to add astronomy, geology, or not geology, anthropology, I'm so sorry, and anatomy.
Yes.
All granted a ticket.
Yes.
And the rest
then
of
we
them
will draw
from a hat?
for the other three,
Okay,
as well as one more drawn as an alternate,
okay,
in case any club finds they can't go.
okay. All right.
Second.
That was moved and seconded. Well, now we're on discussion, SEF.
I would like a consideration to edit the motion to include astronomy since they actually put their name on the list.
Didn't I say
Yeah, astronomy.
They're in the list today.
Let's
get
Anthropology, astronomy.
Just the A's.
So many A's.
All right, so, all right.
Yeah, the sign is online.
Are there any other discussions on that motion? Yes, Amos.
What would be the remaining names for the list?
All right, so the remaining names would be SEO.
You can take us from this.
Okay, just kidding, not SEO. College Democrats, NAMI on Campus, Freedom Forum, Federation of Engineers, METRA, and Vocal Music Club. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Oh wait, 6. 6 of them. All right. So you guys understand that? Yeah. Okay. So I have 4 of these because I wasn't sure what you guys would want to do. Yeah, I know. Is there any other discussion on this stuff? So we're gonna move to vote, and it will be a roll call, or. All right, are there any objections to that motion? All right, hearing none, the motion passes, and I will write them down, I will show you guys, and we will put them in Jacob's lovely hat right here, and out.
Could I request that Dean do the drawing?
Sure, want to.
Who?
And roll list.
She's like, great.
Are you okay with doing that? All right,
You have to verify.
What? We're not gonna have any chat issues, are we? Yeah, that's the
Yes.
So the odds are 3 out of 3. So you have a 50-50 chance.
It's actually a little less.
Actually, hot tea in the lemon.
I only put my own name in just to make it. I'm like, you don't like STV? Fine. STV. No progressive voting method for you.
It's $150 tickets. Yeah, that's what it is.
It's the Green Belt It's a gala.
It's put it on the rates.
This is where I rub in a little bit. That single transferable vote would have taken less time.
It's like.
You have to add on the time where you have to explain it multiple
All right,
times.
so let me just read off the list really
No,
quick, guys, so you guys know what names are in the hat. All right, there is College Democrats, NAMI on Campus, Freedom Forum, Federation of Engineers, METRA, and Vocal Music. You guys got that? Dean Robles. No PPP.
I'll follow you.
So. All right. The first one is Mecha. The second one is Freedom Forum. The third one is NAMI on campus and also. Oh my gosh! Thank you. Federation of Engineers. If you want to see the cards, I'm more than willing to give them to you. I put them in my back pocket. Yes.
Is it possible to draw the last two in order and use those as alternates?
Yes. All right, you have all right. The alternates are, let's see, the second alternate will be College Democrats. The third alternate is Vocal Representative. All right, so if you guys were selected, I mean, I have a list, but please come up after and come straight and talk to me. That'd be awesome. Thank you very much for your hat here. All right, so we are done with that. Moving on.
I move to adjourn.
I object.
There's an objection. Well, it wasn't seconded, so I'm sorry. So we're moving on to announcements. Are there any announcements?
Yes.
I'm sorry, it's communications before I skipped it, but you can still. Yes. Right. So I have a queue going. Gamers, Allison, Dean Robles. Right. Gamers.
Okay, the parliamentary training is going to be February 6th, 11 a.m. in the MSR. Probably room 116 is what I'm trying to get. There will be refreshments, there will be donuts, coffee, orange juice, and water available. So you will not be completely bored because you will have things to eat to keep you awake. I said 11 o'clock, 11 a.m. It will be 3 hours. All the materials will be provided. So if you have any other questions or anything like that, I'll be here for a little bit, or I'll be in the office, or you can leave a message in my box under Arts, Humanities, and Communications in the office.
All right, is that all?
Yeah.
Are there any questions? Yes.
Sorry, just point of order. Can I move to extend time by 5 minutes so we don't expire in the middle of announcements?
Sure, it's moved
Second.
and seconded. Are there any objections? There is one objection. We'll take it to a vote. We are voting on the main motion, which is to extend time by 5 minutes.
Oh, not again.
All right.
Thanks so much.
If you could please raise your hand if you are for the motion. All right. If you're against the motion, motion passes. Thank you.
Bipartisan
All right.
opposition.
Any other questions for gamers or Senator Andrews? All right, hearing none. Allison.
Just for anybody that would like to volunteer to help out at the Great Valley Museum Galley event online, I posted it on the ICC page. There is a link. You can't just show up and you can't just call or say, yeah, I want to help. You have to go to that link and sign up individually, each person, because they have time slots and certain jobs for each person, so you can pick what works for you. So please do that if you would like to volunteer.
Awesome, thank you. And then Dean Robles.
Just a reminder about activity sheets. You know, activity sheets are due at the minimum 2 weeks in advance. But that doesn't mean that you get started with the signatures 2 weeks in advance. You need to do it at least 3 weeks out to make sure it goes through all the process. And then more importantly, on Tuesday, the 20th, we have a new staff member coming aboard to the Student Development and Campus Life. Her name is Megan Lee, pending board approval tomorrow night. So she will be your key contact for all this paperwork that you're trying to keep track of, along with me. She will be starting then. She'll be there 8 to 5.
What was the last name? Lee? L-E?
L-E-E, Megan Lee. And so she will be here. So welcome her, stop by, and it'll take her some time to get, everything, learn everything, but I just wanted to let you know, so she will be your key contact for you as well as for the advisors.
All right. Are there, yes.
Will the office still be open past 5 o'clock, or is it just gonna be open 8 to 5?
No, we will probably, we're looking at either 8 to 6, 8 to 7, I think.
Okay, so who would be in there after her?
It would be John Griffin.
Okay.
Are there any other questions for Dean Robles? Is there any other communications from the floor? Okay, and we'll move on to announcements. I actually have a couple. Look, you have to. Okay, so we'll move on to announcements. Does anyone have anything to announce before I go? All right. So I just wanted to announce that ledge season is upon us, and I'm actually your guys' external affairs senator for this region, and I just wanted to let you guys know if you want to conduct a ledge visit with other senators across the state with me as well. We will be visiting the Capitol Friday, February 6th, and Friday, February 27th, and we will be meeting with our local legislators here, and then also local legislators from across the state. We will also be helping new students learn how to conduct a ledge visit. So if any of you guys are interested, please come see me or come to a Freedom Forum meeting, or go to College Democrat, College Republicans, Pirates for Liberty. I'm pretty sure there's a member in each of them who knows how to conduct a ledge visit or can help you get in contact with them. And yeah, that was my announcement. Are there any other announcements?
I just want to say you're all about good people. You're super good people.
I love him. Okay, so thank you guys so much for participating and everything like that. Our next meeting, yes.
I motion to adjourn.
Okay, so moved and second, are there any objections? Hearing none, meeting adjourned at 4:01.
Back in time.
All right.